Shalom. When we're going to listen up, I give all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Harakakudash. That will bless and honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us His truth through the Spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua. Back with another lesson through the Spirit, man. Just want to talk a little bit about a video I seen, as well as this article that I came across talking about how U.S., NATO, and Donald Trump are really pushing to leave. I said NATO. Did I say NATO? The U.S., Donald Trump, and Elon Musk are really pushing to leave NATO, right? So I'm going to play this video, and then I might read this article. Let's go through it, pull out some precepts concerning it, and Lord willing, to be edifying to those out there listening and watching. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Have breaking exclusive NBC News reporting. President Trump is now considering making a major change to the United States' participation in the NATO alliance. The administration is discussing a potential new policy in which the U.S. might not come to the defense of a NATO ally if it were attacked, if that country doesn't meet the defense spending threshold. That's according to 3 current and former senior U.S. officials and 1 congressional official. Now, if that happens, it would mean the U.S. would be going against the core tenet of the alliance, including Article 5, where an attack on one member is an attack on all.
Yeah, man.
On all.
That video made me chuckle when it said, if they don't meet a certain spending requirement. I found that part pretty funny. Let me just go ahead and let's see. Yeah, this article's not long, so I'll go ahead and read this. Elon. Elon Musk has publicly backed calls for the United States, to withdraw from both the North Atlantic Treaty Organization and the United Nations. Gunther Eagleman, a conservative MAGA political commentator, posted on the social media platform X on Saturday, stating it's time to leave NATO and the UN. Musk responded to the post simply stating, "I agree." Right-wing Senator Mike Lee, Republican Utah, posted on X that same day, writing, "Get us out of NATO," in response to a post that implies that NATO disproportionately benefits Europe while offering little strategic or financial advice to the U.S. Early this year, Lee also called the UN a sham organization on X, writing, "The UN has devolved into a platform for tyrants and a venue to attack America and her allies. We should stop paying for it." Musk has previously voiced skepticism toward international organizations, and his latest comments add to his growing criticism of multinational alliances. His influence within the Trump administration amplifies the significance of his remarks. Currently serving as the head of the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, which, if you haven't heard of that, is basically like, it's kind of like, actually, there's no point in me giving a baseline type of. Let's just read about it real quick. An initiative of the second Trump administration tasked with reducing federal spending. It was established on the 20th of January by executive order renaming the United States Digital Service to the United States Doge Service and establishing a temporary organization, the United States Doge Service Temporary Organization within USDS. The initiative established Doge teams at federal agencies and aims to carry out spending cuts and modernize federal technology and software to maximize governmental efficiency and productivity. The temporary organization is scheduled to dissolve on July 4th, 2026, which is the 250th anniversary of the United States. A federal agency established during President Trump's current term, Musk often advocates for reducing government spending without careful analysis of the consequences. My thing is this. Y'all want to reduce federal spending. Y'all waste taxpayers' money, especially the poor. Y'all don't even tax the rich. That's the reason why they're reducing taxes, so that his friends don't have to pay taxes, right? As a close advisor to Trump, he is frequently seen alongside him during meetings and press conferences. And they're saying that he has more power than Trump. And he called Trump an idiot. But hey, although Trump has not formally announced any intention to withdraw from NATO or the UN, Musk's comments could indicate a growing momentum toward a reevaluation of U.S. commitments to international alliances. Trump has long expressed skepticism about NATO, arguing that the U.S. shoulders a disproportionate share of the alliance's defense burden compared to European allies. That's why he wanted to. That's why he wanted to back out the WHO as well, because they said they was charging them $500 million or billion, might have been million, when other countries had more, or other countries had a greater population and they were getting charged less. So he has repeatedly called for NATO members to increase their defense spending. Meanwhile, Trump's administration has already taken steps to distance itself from international organizations, including cutting ties with the United Nations Human Rights Council and the World Health Organization, and withdrawing from the Paris Climate Agreement, like I said. So ultimately what it seemed like to me is he's trying to distance himself as much as possible from the other nations, right? And ultimately, the potential to lose allies. They're already creating more enemies. And the only ally, really their biggest ally, is Israel. They've made enemies with their closest, the countries that surround them, Canada and Mexico, through a trade war, right? Pissed off Greenland, pissed off Ukraine, which Ukraine is starting to. I haven't looked into that story, but I know some shit has changed around with that from what happened a few days ago, or that was last week. Yeah, from earlier this week. So, because Zelensky, he's just an actor. The nigga's a comedian, but you know what I'm saying? Ronald Reagan type situation. Nigga was an actor before became president, right? So ultimately, as you can see, the topic of discussion for tonight, division, right? They're distancing themselves. They're trying to become, they're trying to get in good graces with Russia because they know that if they get into a Russia, they'll whoop their ass. Russia just put out a video simulating blowing up America, which I haven't got to watch that yet, but I've seen I seen an article on it. All of this just to escape prophecy because they know that their downfall is coming, man. All right? I just can't wait till that day where the prophets, the things that we've been saying, come true and it unfolds on earth and through the media. And these people really see that we was not playing when we was saying the shit that we were saying. I can't wait for that day. But it's okay though. Like the Lord said, man, I was just reading this and I want to say 2 Peter. You know. Let me get it, actually. If I can, Lord willing. What's that? 2 Peter 3 and 12. Oh, Tawadi, how about Shimon Shah? Wait. Three and 8. 3 and 9. Con. This is 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 8. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. All right. So let's read that in the NLT and then I'll get back on task. The Lord isn't really being slow about his promise, as some people think. No, he is being patient for your sake. He does not want anyone to be destroyed, but wants everyone to repent. So when the hopeful elect is gathered up, that's basically what it's saying, man. The Lord's waiting for the hopeful elect to gather up. But also, let's read the verse 10. But the day of the Lord, Yahushua, will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Right? So there's going to be a lake of fire in this place, man, in this bitch. But focusing on verse 9, man, this reminds me of a verse that brother likes as well. He just was telling me about this. Yep. Romans 13 and 11. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believed. Right? So it may seem like it's far away. But in actuality, it's not, man. And this is the last one I'm going to pull out concerning this. This is Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So tarry just means slow, right? Let's get that. Linger, tarry, wait, delay, right? So this vision is for a future time. It describes the end, and it will be fulfilled. If it seems slow in coming, wait patiently, for it will surely take place. It will not be delayed. And you have to have faith that Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai is going to what? Stand on the words that he gave our forefathers. Okay? You have to keep your faith and know that he's going to deliver his people. Okay? That's what having faith is, right? So let's get this, man. This is Daniel 2 and verse 40, the Roman Empire. It's ancient Roman Empire. Verse 1. And the fourth king shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise. So the fourth kingdom, which was the ancient Roman Empire, was so strong because it learned all of the things from the kingdoms before it. The Babylonian Empire, Medo-Persian Empire, the Grecian Empire, right? And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, but it then ultimately ended up falling. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, right? So that's the revived Roman Empire, the kingdom we're in right now, Babylon the Great. The kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. So let's think, man. Right? As it speaks of, I believe this is in Revelation, the beasts that have one head and it have horns like if it were a lamb. But the horns were different, right? Let's think about that, right? You have one head and two horns, right? So you have the two horns, that'd be Democratic, Republican, controlled by the same fucking thing, right? But it seems like they're not. They're two different parties. The divided kingdom, right? That doesn't just include Babylon, though. The Roman Empire is made up of NATO and the EU. The 7 heads, which is NATO, and the 10 horns, which is EU, okay? And the beast being the Roman Empire. The whore that's riding the beast, Babylon the Great, also known as America. Spiritual Egypt, spiritual Sodom, amongst other things, okay? We're seeing the division of this beast unfold, the start of the division. I don't even want to say start, man. But because they haven't fully withdrawn from NATO yet, but we're seeing the Easter eggs, right, so to speak. We're seeing it unfold. And as the toes, this is prophecy playing itself. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay, right? So that's talking about nepotism, which is appointing someone to rulership that didn't really, deserve it or earn it. It's just handed down to them. Like, how they kept shit in the royal family and it gets passed down to your family members and whatnot. And back in the day, they used to do a lot of incest and whatnot, royal blood, all that type of stuff, man. That's that Edomite shit. Matthew 12 and 25. Hit it on the head. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. So, hey, what happened? You had, and I don't even know all the facts about the ancient Roman Empire. I know that they had the Western Roman Empire and the Eastern Roman Empire. That's a division. They had the plebeians and the damn it. Now, because I know this, man. The plebeians. The plebeians and the patricians. Right? Yeah, man. That was a part of the Roman Empire. Shit like that, right? Things that happened in the past. Okay? Now you have this. Okay? That's why I said, man, they're starting to isolate themselves. Division. They're breaking off. And every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. You have a whole nation of people that are either red or blue. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? Right? And Satan means adversary. It's not talking about the spiritual demon. Yeah, man, it's just talking about adversary. One who opposes another in purpose or act. Okay? So the whole time, these people are from the same nation, Edom. Yet, they're adversaries of each other. They don't care about each other. Right? So why do you think that they care about you, Jake? Message to Egypt, and this is talking about ancient Egypt, but like I said just a minute ago, right? Babylon the Great is also known as spiritual Egypt. This is verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the... Let's start at verse 1. The burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, that's a chariot, and shall come into Egypt. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. And the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Okay? And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his neighbor, against his brother, Salakia, and everyone against his neighbor. City against city and kingdom against kingdom, right? So that's talking about race wars, talking about civil war, stuff like that. But not looking at it in a more broad sense, division, man. It's divisions. America is dividing from its allies. And then there's also going to be division within this country. Okay? Be prepared for that. That's going to happen. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. So through all of this, people are going to be looking at these pagan false gods that are so popular in America that these Edomites created, a lot of them, and other nations, amongst others. They're going to be looking at the wise men, which the wise men are teaming, they're going to be destroyed. They're already getting destroyed, man. Look at the shit that they're doing in office. We have children ruling over us. Children, my nigga. Children. Look at the decisions they're making. I was thinking this the other day. Hey, I think I told the brothers this either yesterday or today. This nigga Donald Trump is single-handedly fucking America over. And the people are starting to notice too. The common folk. It's not just us talking about it no more. The common folk are noticing this. Yeah, we at the end, bro. I know, nigga. We been saying this shit. So, hey, man. Division, man. And like I just read, a divided kingdom cannot stand. A divided kingdom cannot stand. And I brought this out a few times, man. Recently. Hey, this is Revelation 17-16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, right? So the 10 horns is the EU, those European nations. And like we just read, man, America said they not helping nobody unless you meet a payment requirement, man, a payment limit. Ultimately, America's starting to say, fuck them European countries, because they getting more benefits than we is, right? These shall hate the whore. The whore, like I said, the whore that's riding the beast is Babylon the Great, and shall make her desolate and naked. Hey, Esau is bare, man. Esau is bare. All your secret parts are being uncovered, man. And shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. All right. Hey, the second death. The second death. America is going to be engulfed in a lake of fire and brimstone and left desolate. It's going to be a desert. This whole place that we know in today is going to become a desert. All right. One more after this precept, and I'm going to close it off. This is Jeremiah 49:13. For I have sworn by myself, saith Yahweh, that Basra was the capital of Edom, shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse. And all the cities thereof shall be perpetual wastes. All these cities that you know and love, Miami, Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, Atlanta, Las Vegas, Dallas, Houston, whatever you want to call it, man. They're all going to be wastelands, man. This place is about to become a dystopia, dog. For good reason, too. The Lord's going to bring forth righteous judgment, man. Righteous. What? It's not like it's undeserved. It's not like the Lord is being harsh. If anything, the Lord is being merciful, because it really could be worse than what it's going to be. I have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together and come against her and rise up to the battle. So these nations are going to come against her eventually, man. That's what's going to happen from this, right? She's making, hey, let her do what she's going to do, man. Donald Trump and whoever else is in his cabinet, Elon Musk, you barely hear about the vice president, J.D. Vance. That was the first time I heard about him since Trump been in office. When he sat down with Zelensky, that was the first time I heard of him. Other than that, the nigga's irrelevant. It's really just Donald Trump and Elon Musk. But I don't want to say too many words. These nations are gonna come against her, man, in battle, and this is gonna be their war, their battlefield, right? America, the whore, the virgin that has never been touched. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. These nations are starting to not like America, man. For good reason. Thy terribleness have deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart. So they thinking they're doing something by breaking off from these other countries and whatnot, not knowing that hey man, they're digging themselves into a bigger ditch, a bigger hole. They're basically digging their own grave. Ultimately, whatever they think they're trying to do to get out of prophecy, hey, like it reads, man, you can't, even when you try and do something against the truth, you're actually helping it, my nigga. So it's a lose-lose situation for you. Whatever you're trying to do against the truth, man, all you're doing is helping it. O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. God damn it, they done exposed their identity. We know who was cave dwellers. Out of all the nations, we know who was the ones who lived in rocks. Who lived in the mountains and shit, man. With this clefts of rocks, we know that they're going to try and go into the earth. They're going to try and hide in the mountains, or they're going to try and hide in them bunkers, man. That holdest the height of the hill, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle. Oh, man. Turn over your quarter, man. What's on the back of there? Turn over $1. What's on the back of there? I will bring thee down from this, saith Yahweh. If you just talk to an American, you'll see the pride of America. You would have thought they could never be beat, never, right? Also, Edom shall be a desolation, and everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished and shall hiss at the plagues thereof. Right? And now that I mentioned that, when I said you would have thought she can never be beaten, I want to get this and then close it off. This is Obadiah 1 and 3, and this basically is just repeating what I just said. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, though thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? That's what they think in their mind. Who's gonna stop us? Who's gonna defeat us? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. So the Lord's gonna bring him down, man. Ultimately, the Lord's gonna bring him down, man. And as it reads, man, it's a terrible thing to fall into the hands of the living power. So, and there's no one that can deliver you out of it, fuck boy. So what you gonna do now? Are you gonna keep trying to run? You're gonna hold your hand up and say what's up to Yahweh Shai when he cracks those clouds? No, you're not gonna have a smile on your face. You're gonna be shitting your pants. You think you're white now, you're gonna actually turn pale face in that day. So, hey man. Lord willing, the lesson was edifying to those out there listening and watching. I'm gonna close it off there. Call Lawyer Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Habrakakudash. Double blessing and honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. And until next time, I say Shalom Israel. Shalom.